Hey everybody, welcome back to Stamping School. This week I'm going to do this fun fold that I learned from my friend Janet Munden, and she doesn't remember where she got it from, but it's a cool locking card. So it's got the 3 panels, but it also locks, but it also has a spanner thing right here. This little element holds these two together, which creates this little locking mechanism. So I've got to think about what to call it. I couldn't find anything like it on the web, so if you know what it's called, leave me a comment. I'm probably going to call it tri-panel locking card, because it's what it is. It's 3 little panels that lock like this. And I also got a request for the truck, the little trucking along. Now, this is one of those online exclusives. It's not in any catalog. It does have a punch, but it's not coming back until October. But don't miss out on this cute thing because there's a lot in here. And I just fussy cut my little truck out that I'm going to do. So it's not a bad thing that the punch isn't there, but the stamp set's available now. And you can 2-step the stamps. You can put a Christmas tree in it. It's got Christmas sentiments. It's got everyday sentiments, birthday for special delivery. There's a little sunny beach scene in here, presents, flowers, trees, fences. It's cute. A lot of cute little things in there, if you don't already have a truck. So this card is going to my friend Nancy, who just moved across the state lines to a different place, and this is going to her new home. And this card that Janet did right here, these are all retired by now. What Janet did that I like better is her strips are closer together. See how mine are more spread out? So the one I'm going to do, we're going to push them together just a little bit more, I think, because I like the way hers are more together. So this can be for any occasion, all right? You can absolutely anything. It's versatile, so if you don't have this, just use something that you have and make it your own. You start with basically a nice landscape piece, 4 1/4 by 11, and you score each end at 2 3/4, and that gives you the gatefold. So it's your gatefold basically in landscape position, but of course you can do the same thing this way. Just change the orientation of your pieces and lock it either way. Then we need to decorate it. So I'm going to use the Countryside Inn papers. I started doing a few different papers, and then I landed on this one. I like paper packs that have a lot of different variations of colors. So these panels are easy. They're 4 inches and they're 2.5 inches wide. All the measurements will be done for you in one PDF. Just click the link under the video or go to my blog and the recipes are there. So I chose this one. There are lots of different patterns that you can choose from. And to make it easy for the strips, you know, you kind of want to have something that doesn't compete a whole lot with the front, although it's all a lot of patterns. But I chose this one for the middle one where the truck goes because it looked like a little road, and the little bunny, and this one. And these are all 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4, and the pieces, which I'm using Misty Moonlight for everything, 1 inch by 4 inches. So I'm going to layer, glue all these together. All right, these are glued together. So the next thing is I like to start with the middle one, but you're only going to be gluing down one side, and that's what creates that little lock. Okay, so we're going to glue the left and then the right and the left. Put these in a little bit closer and see how that works out. I've got this circle here, so I don't want that to conflict. So we'll see how it works out. Only glue the left side. And I'm going to go right about here, get it in the middle. So just the left, and then just the right, and then just the left. Now you could just stop here. You don't have to, you know, you could just leave it like this. You don't have to make it lock. What makes it lock is this piece right here that connects them together, sort of like a spanner card or a bridge card. So it's got that bridge that holds these 2 pieces together. So I just chose one of these dies because I like the shape of it. and you're only going to glue the top and the bottom. See, so you want it to be empty in the middle so that that piece can go through. So we're only gluing the very top and the very bottom right here. And there it is. Now, whatever you put here, like the truck is a little bit larger, but there's still room for that to sneak through. So just keep that in mind. You don't want any glue under the fender if you're using the truck, or whatever you're putting here, don't put glue under here or it'll hold this one back. All right, now we decorate. So I'm gonna stamp all my elements. This little truck, we're doing Misty Moonlight. I call it Moonlight Mist all the time. It's Misty Moonlight. We're gonna stamp the truck in that. I'm gonna stamp this Fresh Start because she's moving into a new place. And I'm also gonna stamp the little flowers in the truck bed, same color. Ooh, and can I make it? I need to do my little sentiment down here. This little guy, sending you sunny thoughts. I'm gonna do this down at the bottom. It's not gonna fit there, is it? Oh, I might be able to do it right here. Right here. All right, not bad. This one should have come over and I could have stamped that right there. For my blends, I'm gonna use the Boho Blue. This paper is Boho and Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy, so it's got all those colors in it. It's even got a little of the azure in it. But I'm gonna do the Boho, the light Boho. And what's great about the blends is they blend. You know, you use regular markers, you see the lines everywhere. The blends, you don't. They're alcohol based. So when you color, oh, they're so forgiving, I love it. I give everything a good wash here with the lightest blue. Let that dry. I'm going in with, this is the light Granny Apple Green on my leaves. I think Nancy likes sunflowers, so I'm gonna make these sunflowers. And I'm gonna color them in a dark daffodil, which is nice. Give a pop of yellow. And for the truck tire, I'm gonna make it a white wall. I'm gonna put the dark, this is actually the light basic black down here. There is a two-step stamp for this, but I just find it easier to color it. And little silver hubcaps. There we go. And now my darker Boho Blue to give it just a little bit more character. Now, if you think that the dark is a little bit too dark, so sometimes it can really be dark. So see how dark that is? What you can do is go back again with the light. So I'm gonna go back where I think it's gonna be just a little bit darker in all the little recesses here and around the window and maybe a little bit across here on the back end. And let's do a little bit down here by the door. And then let it dry and look at it. Sometimes just using the light twice is just enough and you don't need to add the dark, which I think I like this. And if you have it, the light balmy blue, a touch on the window so it just looks like a window. This gets punched out with a circle punch or a die. I'm gonna go with a smaller circle this time since I put these a little bit closer together. This one is 1 1/4. Honestly, I can't keep up with circle punches and if they're current or not. Just use something that's about 1 1/4, 1 1/2 inches and you'll be good. And then I'm gonna fussy cut this out right here, and then I'm gonna trim off. Let's see if I can do this straight, or put it in your paper trimmer. Not bad, not bad. You can make a little banner, or you can just snip the little edges off and make it look like a little tag. Like this. We'll trim this off. Ooh, that's tight. Now to fussy cut, feel free to fast forward through this, but I do like to use big scissors. I know it's kind of crazy, but I feel like with the longer blade, I can kind of swoop around easier without stopping. like a little blade, like the little paper snips, which they're wonderful for a lot of things. But for fussy cutting, I really like the big one. And as I'm coming around, I'm actually pulling this paper this way. There's a little bit of tension on it, and I think that helps too for me personally. And I don't mind cutting this out. Doesn't have to be perfect. Leave a bunch of white around it because that way you're not going to see the edge that much. If you try to cut right on the line, it looks jaggedy. So just give a little bit of white around the edges. And then what they see is a stamped image, not your cut lines. And you know, if you make a little mistake or if it's a little jaggedy, use your nail file, just like a little emery board, and just kind of get those little edges off. There. See, I got a little sharp edge right there. So I'll just take that off, just like that. There. Okay, here we go. Dimensionals on the back of this. Oh yeah, that fits nicely. Every day is a fresh start. I've got a little strip dimensionals on the back of this one. I'll go right here, sending you sunny thoughts. And then the truck will go here. And remember, we do not glue down under the fender, only glue right here. Or put your dimensionals right here. Put 2 of those here. And stick the truck on. It's so cute, all in blues. There it goes, and it locks. Let me show you the inside of this one. I just added some more designer paper and added a larger label from this die right here. Anything you want. And if you have a lot to say, look at all this. So you could add a pocket with a gift card. You could add another panel to write something. This could be really great for the holidays if you have family photos. You could do family photos here or a big one here and then write. There's so many options. I love it. I love a gatefold card. So thank you, Janet, for sharing this one with me. And you guys go give it a try. We'll see you next time. See it, learn it, stamp it.